Tom, this incident has been at the forefront of everyone's minds, particularly South Aussies. The incident last year where Charlie Stevens unfortunately passed away at schoolies due to a hit and run has evolved to the 18-year-old who hit him, Diran Ranhawa, being charged and pleading guilty to one aggravated count of driving without due to care. So he's pleaded guilty on that charge and a separate charge as well. He'll face a maximum of 12-month prison in there, plus minimum 6-month license disqualification.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for the family to get some closure.
Yeah.
It's good that he's come forward and taken responsibility. It sucks that it's taken this long, though, to come forward, doesn't it?
It's been a huge process and really shocking and confronting. There's an apology letter given to the Stevens family, but they're taking their time to read that one.
Yeah.
So hopefully, best prayers with them. As well, in SA, South Australia will completely abolish stamp duty for first home buyers. This is really big for us. Hey, I mean, looking at this, there's looking at the stats, the median value of a home in South Australia rose to $832,000. So
Jeez.
It is on the rise. We constantly talk about how expensive it is. So under the enforcement of Peter Malinauskas and his team, they have sort of gone with the idea that they're going to abolish stamp duty for flats, units, townhouses for first home buyers. That could also see people getting a grant of $50,000 as well when they first buy a home.
That is fantastic news for first home buyers because it is becoming such a struggle. I mean, some people, it's such a struggle just to get your groceries. So to take off the stamp duty for first home buyers, fantastic news. Great work from Peter Malinauskas again.
Great stuff.
He's just crushing it.
He is, every time. But you do also hear, people that are just boycotting buying a house and just renting. The idea of buying a house is crazy. So this is a nice assistance package towards that. And in Netflix news, Tom, Peaky Blinders has a movie confirmed.
Yes, I did see this.
Cillian Murphy in it, so
reprising his role.
Yeah, exactly right. So it should be pretty big. People are pumped about that.
Hey, in some other celebrity news, Callum, Halsey has announced her new album and first single release date is called The End. She's also just revealed that she's actually been diagnosed with lupus and leukemia.
Wow.
And she is saying that how lucky she is to be alive. And during this time, she has been writing this album. It begins with The End.
Yeah.
Jeez,
terrible news, but keen to hear the album and see if any of these stories of this problem is reflected in that. Tom, the other day, we were hard at work. We were sitting around the computer here looking at YouTube videos.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all we do here.
And it's research. If anyone tries to question it, just think this is, primitive research for, other stuff that we need to do for work.
The beauty is of our jobs here, Callum, is outside of the breakfast show, no one really knows what we do, including the corporate fat cat upstairs.
It's a huge mystery.
If we can say whatever it is to do with work, whatever we're doing. Netflix. Are you kidding me? I'm researching.
It's researching, yeah. Bermuda Triangle, Egyptian pyramids, what Tom and Callum actually do after the breakfast show. They're all massive mysteries of the world.
Yeah. I'm going to get some lunch. Yes, I'm going to take an hour.
Oh, I'm doing a food reviewing segment, so yes, I will have that Billy's pie. But there's different things that we do. And the other day we were looking at YouTube, having a suss of all these videos, and it's easy to get into a rabbit hole of really old YouTube videos. I mean, YouTube has been around since about 2005. And I guess that's when we would have started being around 5-6 years old, having a look at these old timely videos, and it really is a blast from the past when you see one of these pop up.
Yeah, and it really is a thing that you used to do when you were younger, when YouTube was just sort of coming out. You'd go around to a mate's house and you'd show each other your favourite YouTube videos.
Yeah. What's the funniest video you got? They're Pokemon cards. You just throw one at each other, one at a time. Who's got the best one?
And that's kind of what we were doing the other day. And now it's kind of what we want to do here. We want to wind back the clock back to when the internet sounded like this. And we want to talk about those, the best old school internet memories. Those videos like Leroy Jenkins, a classic.
I mean, there's also Charlie the Unicorn.
We found a map to Candy Mountain. Candy Mountain, Charlie. Yeah, Charlie.
Huge one. Remember Charlie bit my finger?
Charlie bit me, and that really hurt.
And who could forget it? And who could forget about salad fingers, you know?
I like rusty spoons.
Unfortunately, I really wish I could forget him.
I mean, so there are so many different ones there, right?
Yeah, I mean, another classic one was Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life.
I pray to Shrek every night before bed. Shrek is love, I say. Shrek is life.
And these are great old school YouTube ones, but I guess if we want to wind back the clock and revisit, you know, go into the recesses of our mind and think about old internet memories as a whole. Is it, you know, something about how Facebook was back in the day or when you had to do the dial-up, stuff like that?
Let us know. We're going to open up the text line here, Adelaide. Text in, what is some of your best old school internet memories? Was it logging into Club Penguin after a day of school?
Hard day's work at school. Got to go visit the igloo, see what's happening with the pufflers.
Yeah, got to get hard to work in the coffee beans.
Yeah, my second job in the virtual reality.
Yeah, was it just a YouTube video? Let us know. What are some of your best old school internet memories? We want to wind back the clock for your Wind Back Wednesday. The text line just blew up, didn't it?
It's a huge one. And even looking at a few of the texts and some of the internet, how's some of these really old school ones like Ask Jeeves?
Ask Jeeves.
like that came through and I thought, wow, that is really old.
Yeah, one that came through that I hadn't watched in ages was Siggy Butt Brain.
They're going to call you Siggy Butt Brain.
I don't know.
Siggy Butt Brain, what you doing, mate?
Huge one.
Absolutely massive. I mean, as well, that Screaming Goat, and then that started doing the rounds of the remixes of like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Now I'm lying on the cold hard ground.
I remember that video became such the craze that you would go over to someone's house and they would insist on showing you as if you haven't seen it before.
Yeah,
Remember that? Just like everyone would latch onto one YouTube video.
Someone would show you in class, like, you've got to see this.
I've seen it like 20 times.
Yeah, but I'll happily watch it again. Hey, let's go to our phone lines. We've got Damien from Salisbury on the line. Damien, good morning, mate. How you going?
Hey, boys, how are you?
Very
Yeah,
good.
well, mate. Now, what was your favourite old school internet memory?
Oh, this would just be one of them when a mate put me on the neck minute.
Left my scooter outside the dairy. Nick minute.
Damien, how long were you saying neck minute after that video came out?
Oh, boys, that went for a long time. Neck minute went with everything.
Damien, are you out of your neck minute phase or does it still pop up here and there?
Oh, I do occasionally watch it still.
Yeah.
Get on, yeah.
Hey, Cameron in Two Wells, tell us, what's the early internet memory?
Oh, mine is a classic old video, the End of the World video.
Oh,
yeah.
I reckon we downloaded it on LimeWire, and it was before YouTube, so it was like just always on the computer.
Just
LimeWire,
side note,
please.
let's backtrack to the LimeWire. Do you remember having one dodgy older cousin or someone that just knew how to get LimeWire and would just put it on your computer?
Cameron, were you the one
Yeah.
navigating LimeWire, or did you have someone there doing it for you?
Oh, no, I had a good go at it. You used to get a few questionable things on there, not what you're after, but yeah, it was a bit interesting sometimes.
I reckon I put 17 different viruses on my mum and dad's
It was
computer
filled
using
with,
LimeWire.
filled with viruses, wasn't it?
Good on you, Cameron. The End of the World, yeah, that was a great one. Let's wrap things up here with Connor in Norwood. Connor, what was your favourite old school internet memory?
Oh, not necessarily a favorite. One of the ones that pops up is
Harry the Hamster.
Harry the Hamster. See,
Hello there. My name's Harry the Hamster.
Yeah, I remember that's about all we can play of that video because it gets a bit not safe for work.
honestly, I forgot how rude it was, hey? Dirty little hamster. Tom, Bucks parties can get a little bit out of hand sometimes, you know. It can eventuate into a lot of different things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's this one that's happened over in Italy that's caused a bit of a stir to the point where it's got on the news.
Right, what have they done?
So this bloke has gone into a party. It's in Giusello. It's a little town in Italy. Very, very small, tiny.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that there's not a lot going on there. So the police have really gravitated towards this situation.
So how many people are on this Bucks?
It's just like a small nightclub kind of thing.
Yeah,
One of
okay.
those or a
Yeah.
bar. So not heaps, probably a group of 20, right?
Yeah.
And they've gone in there. Dude has walked in. It's a bit of a costume party, but he's gone with the theme of being Jesus.
Ah, yes.
So, yes, he's done
Lord and Saviour.
Done the dress up as Jesus, which is, if it were to be dicey anywhere, probably Italy.
Probably, yeah. Probably the number one spot. You'd probably avoid it, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, you see a lot of people do it here in Australia. Maybe it gets a little bit of the green flag, but in the epicenter of Catholicism, maybe don't do it because you could stir up a few people.
The Pope is a stone throw away.
Literally, it's too close to home. But he's gone to this party dressed up as Jesus, and then he's been arrested by police. The police have stormed the bar.
What do you get done for? Turning water into wine?
Well, illegal production of alcohol with his fingers.
You don't have a license for that.
But it's funny because he got charged with a fine of 326 Australian dollars.
326 Australian dollars.
Yeah, so just copped a little bit of
dressing up as
fine.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that's what you can get. You know what I find funny though? Not only is it a small town, so they're probably thinking this is a bit of an issue. They'll jump on this, but what about the circumstance that our Lord and Saviour does come back and then walks into Gisillo and gets copped with a fine? I don't want that.
I don't have this kind of money.
Why are we charging the Son of God?
Ask Judas. He's the one that sold me down the river. I've been sitting on this for a while now. It's really stirred up in me, and I need to vent, so I'm bringing this back. I'm bloody ticked off.
Lyman Mongrel.
Oh, jeez, it's ticked off, Tom.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, the doomsday button's been released. Everyone hide under the tables.
Yeah, no, look, it's time to rewind to the Matildas on Friday.
Sure.
I bought a ticket off of Tixel, which is like a website where people can resell their tickets.
Yep.
So out of all the people that were there was only one left on Tixel. Saw it and I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm going to do it because I haven't seen the Matildas play before. I really wanted to go.
I mean, worth doing. I guess the compromise is that you're buying a single ticket. You're going to be, if you're sitting down with randoms, you're not with mates, you're sort of wedged in between two people you don't know.
The thing is, even like my mates who got through and got tickets when they were first released, none of them really got seats together.
Right.
They were all split up because of how many people there were. I think at the end of the day, there was 52,912 people there at Adelaide Oval last Friday night.
Yeah, huge stuff, record breaking.
Yeah, so I get to my seat and it turns out to be this amazing seat, right? It's like right in the eastern stand, like got a perfect side view of the pitch, right up by the fence, like no one in front of me. And I'm like, wow, have I lucked out here with one of the best tickets?
Yeah, not bad for a late buy ticket.
Yeah, so, but as I said, I'm not sitting near any mates. So half time comes and I figure, well, I'll get up, I'll go get a beer, I'll catch up with a couple people. And I do just that, come back just after half time, maybe 10 minutes into the second half, and there's someone in my seat.
Who's taking the seat?
There's someone in my seat. And like I said, 52,912 people there. Everyone's watching this one game. And I have to get halfway through this row that I've looked and I've... it's like time slowed down. And I figured, is it worth trying to get past all these people, then tell this person to get out and move and have them go past all these people? Or do I just go back and try and find some friends to stand with on the hill?
I think considering you bought the ticket, it's rightfully yours. You should go over and say something. But it is just one of those really awkward ones that you have to, like you said, jumping over people's knees, spilling drinks on people a little bit just to get there and say,
it's so tight already to try and squeeze by people, but then to do it and then to have to try and maneuver around a whole nother person leaving from my seat.
Did you get a vibe of this person? Like, were they just a random seat stealer?
To be honest, I have no idea. I just knew that there was no spare seat around where mine was. I don't know which one of them took it. Those little snot-nosed brats. I don't know which one.
I wonder if it was a mate of one of the people you were sitting kind of adjacent to that said, hey, look, the guy's went and got a beer, don't think he's coming back, how about you take his seat? Or if it's a complete random that just saw an empty seat there.
I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. But what I do want to do is open up the phone lines. Who stole your spot? You know, maybe you were lining up for something and maybe someone cut in line. Maybe it was a spot at the sports at Adelaide Oval.
Sure, maybe this person was just a seat filler like they have at the Oscars, and they, they work for the Adelaide Oval. And
hey, we're getting some people get involved on the text line right now. Somebody's texted in saying, my husband always steals my spot on the couch when I get up to pee. His excuse is it's warmer than his spot.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Just get a warmer butt, mate.
Yeah. Do an upgrade.
Yeah, no, I can't be having that.
This text here, my twin stole my spot. Came out first only by 1 minute. She'll never let me live it down. Second born, second best forever. Hey, that's a big one with twins. Always never let them down.
Hey, speaking of gym bros, we got a text in here too. Gym bros in a fancy sports car stole my spot after I waited like 10 minutes at Marion and just laughed at me. Jeez.
Oh, man, imagine a laughing response.
Stealing a car park spot is, pretty... That's up there. That's up there with the worst.
What kind of Mad Max world are we living in where they drive up in their car, steal the spot, and then laugh in your face as well?
Hey, we've got Mario from Holden Hill on the line. Mario, good morning, mate. Who stole your spot?
Morning, guys. How you going?
Good. Yeah, very well, mate.
I was at the Velo 2 years ago.
Yep.
Went for lunch, came back to my grandstand seat, and the Premier was sitting in there with his family.
The Premier?
Peter Malinowski.
Wait, Mally?
Yep.
Wait, and he stole your spot?
He did.
Was it pretty prime viewing as well? Like it was a decent spot, like he knew what he was doing?
It was a decent spot.
Did you...
I paid good money for it.
Did you go over there and tell him, or did you just sit down elsewhere?
We just stood there looking and seeing what we were going to do.
Go get another beer.
I feel like Malinowskis is one of those exceptions where you would stand there and be like, do I tell the guy to get out of his seat?
He's doing a good job. I'll let him sit there.
Kind of runs the state.
Hey, let's go to Alicia and Taylor Band. Alicia, who stole your spot?
This couple come up to us at the football about halfway through. I was there with my kids and they said, "Oh, this is our seat," waved the ticket. So I was like, "Oh, okay, fair enough." Got up, walked away.
Wow.
Later found out that it wasn't their seats, it was general admission.
Liars.
I was like, fair play.
Oh,
jeez, that bit scoundrelly.
Hey, what footy match was this, Alicia? Who was playing?
The showdown, Port versus Crows.
Yeah, and what supporters were they, Alicia? Port or Crows?
Crows.
Knew it!
No!
They had to be
I
Crows.
don't believe you. Hey, let's wrap things up. Cara in Glenelg North, who stole your spot?
I was trying to find a park at Marion at Easter, and I have mobility issues, so I've got a disability pass.
Yep.
This woman without a disability pass took the disability spot in front of me.
No.
And then when I confronted her, because I can walk, she goes, "Well, you don't look disabled, so deal with it."
Jeez, how's that? Did she have one of the handicap things to put on the mirror at all, faking it, or?
No, didn't have a blue badge.
Just didn't have anything.
Blue badge.
Jeez, that is
terrible.
not on.
Just Easter at Marion, and she wanted a park.
That is not on. Cara, we have tickets for you and 5 mates to go down to the Sample.
Thank you so much.
Hey,
you're welcome. Enjoy.
Good on you, Cara, for confronting her as well.
It did more than I did. I didn't confront at all.
Adelaide, let's wind back the clock. The new quiz with a bit of a spin. It's Wheelie Windback Wednesday with Tom and Callum on Fresh 92.7.
Yes, Adelaide, now it is your opportunity to win $50 in cash just by getting our questions correct for its Wheelie Windback Wednesday.
Yes, $50 can go a long way today for your lunch, maybe a few drinks after work, whatever it is, $50 can be yours just by answering a few simple questions, particularly about pop culture, your movies, your music, TV shows from different decades.
Yeah, how well do you know your decades? Let's find out. We're going to Vanessa in Semaphore Park. Vanessa, good morning. How are you going?
I'm not too bad. How are you guys?
Really
Very
good.
well, thank you.
Vanessa, what's your favourite era? You got the 90s, 2000s, 2010s or 2020s. What would you prefer the most?
Probably the 90s.
The 90s. All right. Well, we've got our wheel spinner, Steph, ready to go. Steph, how's the wheel looking?
It's looking oiled, prepped and primed.
Good. Steph,
ready for a spin.
Do you think that you could rig it somehow by getting 90s? Have you got that magic touch that you can, I don't know, make it land on the 90s?
You put me on the spot. I like to think I have the magic touch, but we'll see.
All right.
That's it.
Best of luck, Vanessa. Let's spin that wheel.
Oh, close.
Not even 2020s. You've got the complete opposite, Vanessa.
Sorry, Vanessa.
Oh, gosh, now you're going to test me.
All right. Well,
Go easy on me.
luckily, Vanessa, the 2020s is very recent, so it should be fresh in your brain.
Oh, I hope so.
All right, let's do it. 2020's first question. What was the name of the sci-fi film released in 2021 starring Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya, depicting the pair living on a dusty planet and they ride giant worms?
Ooh.
Oh, sci-fi is not really my thing.
Right. It's a weird. It sounds weird if you haven't seen the movie too. Riding on the giant worms.
Vanessa, there was a big sequel that was released this year to it as well.
Nah. I know nothing about sci-fi. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Vanessa.
Vanessa, stay on the line. We'll see if Jared from Croydon knows the answer. Jared, do you know what film that is?
2021.
Jared, what do you feel like? I can read it out again.
Yeah, can you please?
All right, it's a sci-fi film from 2021. It just had a sequel, but it stars Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya, and it's about a pair living on a dusty planet and they ride giant worms.
There was a popcorn bucket that caused a bit of stir as well that came out, Jared. That's your final hint?
June?
Yes!
June is correct.
I'm just as excited. All right, let's move on. Let's get it.
Jared, second question. Who performed at the halftime Super Bowl show in 2020?
It's a toughie, Jared, but if you can get June, I reckon you can get this. Just plow along.
Oh, man. Well, to be honest with you.
Sorry, Jared, we're going to have to buzz you out, but stay on the line. We're going to go back to Vanessa. Vanessa, do you have any idea who performed at the halftime Super Bowl show in 2020?
Was it J-Lo and Shakira?
Yes.
Absolutely correct.
All right.
Oh, can Vanessa steal this back? One more question to go.
Vanessa, you lost to the June question, but you've come back in strong force with the J-Lo and Shakira. Will you get this last question right? What does SMH stand for? This is a texting abbreviation, something you'd send in message to someone. SMH. It's something you...
Shake my head.
Yes. She's got it.
Vanessa, $50 coming your way for playing It's a Wheelie Windback Wednesday.
Fabulous. Thanks, guys.
Vanessa, what are your thoughts? What's the $50 going on? A rental for the movie June or...
I was going to say maybe some sci-fi movies.
Yeah. You'll be brushed up, ready for the next question.
IKEA have come out with something that's going to change the world forever, especially the working world.
Wow, I mean, they already changed the world with so much. The meatballs, the cheap hot dogs. How else can they improve our society?
How the hell can they only be $1 is the real question.
Literally.
No, what they're doing is they're releasing a new store. A virtual store in the very popular game Roblox.
Wow. Okay, so Roblox, I don't know heaps about it, but it's pretty much that Minecraft-y, walking around as block characters, virtual reality. It's an online game.
Yeah, so it's like an MMO, like a massive multiplayer online game where people just go around and hang out with each other.
Yeah.
There's so many endless possibilities of things you can do. It is kind of similar to Minecraft, but a bit different. But yes, IKEA are releasing a store inside of Roblox that if you're 18 years or over and in the UK or the Republic of Ireland, you can apply to work at this virtual store. This is just the first one. They're testing it with this first one. You can apply to work there and get paid in real money, Callum.
This is crazy. So how much are they paying people if you're over 18 to work in the Roblox online IKEA store?
£13.15, which is roughly around 26 Australian dollars.
Very decent for
very, very decent.
But decent for not really leaving your room either. I'm picturing all the, 17, 18-year-old or 18-year-olds you have to be, just saying, all right, Mum, I'm off to work. And then they just walk 10 meters into their bedroom.
Well, how many parents be jumping with joy of their kids that have been sort of leeching off of them for years, not paying rent. They've been 18. They haven't gone out and gotten a job. They've been too busy playing the games. Well, guess what? You can work on the game now. Eventually, they'll start to hate video games.
It would be the epitome of laziness, wouldn't it? If you got a job in the virtual IKEA and then your parents walked in and caught you playing Halo or something, not doing your job, slacking off on some other computer game.
Yeah, it would be a good one. I'm off to work, but nah, you've spent the
You're
whole
seen in
day.
Sims Land.
Yeah.
Caught cheating.
Mum, can you bring up a pizza pocket? I can't get out of this shift. I'm just way too busy. We're going to have a little chat about horse racing.
Yep.
For the moment. Now, of course, it's one of the biggest sports to dominate Australian betting, of course.
Sure.
Remember to gamble responsibly. But it is also one of those sports where it goes either way. Either you're very into it and you love horse racing, or you're very against it because of the cruelty within the sport.
Oh, hugely controversial. Like you said, there is really one way or the other, super polarizing.
Yeah, well, I found something that'll that'll make both sides happy.
Yeah,
very
cool.
happy.
All right, so everyone can unite and like horse racing to some capacity. We can all band together, no controversies.
Yeah, like, you know, when you stay up late enough or like you end up in a rabbit hole of the internet, you come across some strange sports.
Sure.
Well, I've come across one of those strange sports, and it's a variation of horse racing, which is making the rounds. It's called hobby horsing.
Right, okay, so is this one of those weird freak sports that, you know, people just aren't going to like? Because you're saying it's going to unite people.
It'll unite.
Is it one of those weird ones that people are going to shun?
No. If you're into horse racing, you'll get around it.
Okay.
And if you think horse racing is cruel, you'll get around it. Because what it's doing is it's combining elements of gymnastics and horse racing and jumping and dressage, all of these things, combining them into one sport with a person who is riding a broomstick with the head of a horse on it.
Oh, so stupid.
No,
is this you admitting that you're getting into this?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm into this.
Is this what you've been doing on Sundays?
There's nothing that can go wrong with this sport. I mean, maybe a splinter here and there from the broomstick, but it's originated in Finland, where national competition as well as a number of regional competitions are held annually, but it's starting to spread across the globe. It's called hobby horsing.
Wow, I can't wait to
Remember
see
to gamble responsibly.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the punters, you know, waving around their pieces of paper, throwing it at all the people riding these fake miniature horses. You know, it is an odd one. I just feel like the world we are getting a bit weirder with our sports. You know, I think this is just the norm now. Every month you see something bizarre come out. So I guess you're right. You know, there isn't any cruelty aspect. No horses are getting taken out the back. If they are, the poles are just being put in a dumpster or something.
I would love to see 12 of these blokes on their broomsticks running around a horse circuit.
Yeah.
Just see how far they can get.